Hello, this is Grace. I'm in Irkutsk. The road is very slippery because of snow. There are European-style buildings in Irkutsk. You can also see many wooden buildings here. Some European country ridiculed Russia for worshipping trees. There were later efforts to change this architectural style, and I can see it here. Today, I'm visiting the Decemberist Museum. Irkutsk is called the Paris of Siberia. That's not to say that the city resembles Paris on the outside. During the First Patriotic War, young Russian noble officers who marched to Paris from the battle with Napoleon returned to Russia from Paris with the idea of freedom, equality, and solidarity. They formed a secret meeting. They thought the society could only be reformed by overthrowing the Tsarism. They planned a coup scheduled for a coronation of Nicholas I in December 1825. However, as the gang was discovered by an informant, they were arrested. They were called Decembrists after their name in December when they attempt an uprising. The Decembrists who escaped execution were exiled to Irkutsk. They settled here after their imprisonment. The Decembrists transformed Irkutsk as a barren exile in Siberia into a city of culture, art, and education. Irkutsk, the most open and progressive city in Siberia, was created by the revolutionary spirit of Paris. There is a beautiful love story here. After the trial, the Russian government and Orthodox Church announced the wives of the rebel were officially recognized as widows and allowed to remarry. The reason was that the husbands were physically alive, but politically they are already dead. In fact, many wives gave up their husband and started new lives. But some wives abandoned their privileges and followed their husbands. Trubetskoy's wife, Ekaterina, obtained Emperor's permission to follow her husband to Siberia. She was the first wife who went to Siberia after her husband, giving up the position and privileges of the noble. She accepted the condition that the child to be born in Siberia would become a serf. In a letter she wrote to the emperor, she said, "I'm very unhappy, but if I were destined to go through everything again, I would do exactly the same." The Decembrist house were much more glamorous than I expected. It's not easy to feel the hardships of their lives and the beautiful love story here. It is said that this is the place where they live after the end of their exile. But I don't feel that it was the house where people who lost their titles and privileges of the nobility and whose property was transferred to the state treasury. However, if you are visiting Irkutsk, I recommend visiting Decembrist Museum, especially the Balkonsky Museum, because you can get a glimpse into lives of wealthy people of that time and feel the beauty of Russian wooden architecture. I tried to visit cathedral, but I took a tram in the opposite direction by mistake and eventually returned to my accommodation. Tomorrow, I will finally achieve one of my bucket list. This bucket list takes a lot of time, and it is probably one of the things that many people think of when they think of Russia. Can you guess what my bucket list is? See you on my next trip. Thank you for accompanying me today.